what happened yesterday. It was another lacklustre performance by Spurs.
I knew we'd lose yesterday. I literally, everyone was saying, no, definitely not. I was taking my friend with me yesterday, and she was like, oh, it'll be a nice game.
Oh, was that the game?
Yeah. I was like...
Happy New Year.
She was like, you won't lose. I was like, I'm telling you, we're going to lose tomorrow. She was like, why are you so negative? I was like, I just know. Like, it's just a gut feeling you get. Look, we can change the manager. Fine. We can bring POCH back. Lovely. But it doesn't change the biggest issue, which has always been the issue, the owners, the chairman, the lack of proper investment. Yeah, I can admit, you know, Conte's picking the team. Tactics are diabolical. You keep playing
lack of investment.
Proper investment.
Chelsea still spent a few quid though.
Still did, but not enough.
In the summer, you bought Richarlison.
Not enough. Didn't improve.
Basuma.
Yes.
You bought Jed Spence.
Didn't buy a centre back, which should have been the first.
You got Bentancur. You bought Longley on loan from Barcelona. You bought in Bentancur.
No, I don't have a go. I got Daniel Levy, am I?
Sorry, I'm still continuing. You bought in Romero, World Cup winner.
Yeah, Romero was there last year.
You bought in Romero, Kulusevski. You bought in.
May I have the table? May I have the table?
Hello, players.
That's quite a few players, isn't it?
There is quite a few players.
Nearly a whole new 11.
However, in terms of a centre-back, that was that and a right-back. I understand we bought in Jed Spence. For whatever reason, Conte won't free the kid. I don't know why. But centre-back, absolute key, pivotal thing. First thing you should be looking at in the summer, along with the right-back, or two right-backs. Obviously got Jed Spence, got Longley on a loan. Why have you gone and got Longley on a loan when you were looking at Bastoni and Gvardiol, right? Why do that? Why not? If you can't get Bastoni, just go and get Gvardiol, because now he's probably going to end up at Chelsea.
Gvardiol's £100 million.
He wasn't in the summer. He wasn't in the summer. He was around 50,
knew who he
60.
was in the summer.
That's who they were looking at in the summer. If that's your top two, then go and get the other one. Why have you then gone to Barcelona and got someone on loan that they don't want, like you do with them?
He got Longley and clearing, basically.
Exactly. Why go and do that? Perisic, fine, but again, the age thing.
He was brilliant at the World Cup.
He was, but I'm saying in general in the squad, we've still got Ben Davies, Eric Dyer there. Okay, they have been there for 10 years, 12 years. Jesus. They've had 5 different managers in their time they've been there. Lloris, okay, great for France.
I mean, big error.
Loves to drop one in the back of the net for Tottenham.
That first goal, wasn't
Couldn't do that against England, though, could he? No, he couldn't. It really matters.
No,
Couldn't do that.
Yeah.
My point is, yes, they have invested, but again, for me, it's still cutting corners. Richarlison, yeah, happy he's come in, and yes, he's out injured, but for me, you're playing him on the wing. He's clearly better down the middle. We don't have an attacking midfielder, which we should have gone and done something with that in the summer. Play Kane behind and play Richarlison through the middle. Well, that's where he plays for Brazil. That's where he's good. And that does come back to the manager. It's just the whole thing is a mess.
The thing is, right,
the whole thing is a mess.
It looks to me like Conte's getting away with a lot of this.
No, right? Conte is fully getting the blame as well.
A lot of times people say, yeah, we've got a world-class manager now, and they don't seem to blame him. I saw him yesterday talking about other teams have got bazookas. And
no, he was very strong in his comments.
He was a bit too honest, I think.
I think
Tottenham have only got a little gun, which I'll tell you, I'm coming for an expression to that.
Trust me.
You've only got a little gun, mate. You know what I mean? He makes a lot of excuses. But
I agree.
Let me ask you this question there. Who's got a better team right now, right? When you do their starting 11s, who's got a better team? Tottenham or Newcastle?
Newcastle.
Better starting 11.
Well,
Harry Kane, Son.
I would say
Richarlison, Kulusevski, Bentancur, Romero.
I would say Spurs have around about 5 players of world class or.
Well, don't start this again.
Talent or good talent. Okay, we won't call it world class, but good talent. Okay, I think that the problem is when I watch Tottenham, they don't play as a team. They don't look coherent. They don't look like they know what they're doing. It is the manager, but it's not just the manager. It's a whole puzzle of things. If you're going to bring in Conte, and I sat here nearly 18 months ago saying the same thing, if you're going to bring in Conte, you have to give him the type of money he needs to spend, which is 60, 70 million per window, per player. If he wants 2 players.
Yeah, but he would have known that when he came in, wouldn't
he? But again, he's done the same. But don't take the job. Conte, don't take that job. Don't offer him the job. Mourinho, same type of manager. Don't do that. Just stick with POCH and just do whatever he was doing over a 4 or 5 year period was working. He's a project manager. They were getting into the Champions League. They got to a Champions League final somehow. You know, we had 2 seasons away from home. We had a season without any transfers, and he still managed to do something on a budget, bring through youth, bring through talent, and make something out of stuff.
You were challenging every season.
So if you're going to go and make the decision to get rid of Pochettino and whatever, I understand people say he'd already lost the dressing room, it had gone stale. Yes, it had gone stale, but also the squad had gone stale. So if you're going to do that and make that change to get rid of him, and you're going to bring in the likes of Conte, Mourinho, who need sufficient money, not just like Tottenham money, like proper money that you get at Chelsea and places like that, you know, then give it to them, and then they'll probably do what you want.
You want Poch back, don't you?
Yeah. Because I think I'm very much resigned to the fact I will probably never ever see my team win a league. I might see us win a cup at some point in my lifetime, depends how long I live. But I just think I would rather have a manager that I know what he can do with the tools he's given. He's not going to be oversold on what he's given because he's been there before. He knows exactly what this club is about. He knows how to make it work. I'd rather go and watch nice football every week, maybe have a run, get into the top four, and just know where my cards are.
Again, nice football. Why don't someone? I don't hear Tottenham fans calling out the manager, right?
I'm calling out the manager. I don't see the point of him being there. It's turgid football. He plays the same style, the same formation. There's no plan A, there's no plan B. The players don't look like they know what to do. But I think it's not just Conte. I think it's a result of obviously everything above. The mentality at the club is so poor from the top, and that comes down. So
what happened to the booze in the stadium at the weekend as well? What
I don't know. I walked out.
The thing is, right? The thing is with Tottenham is that them and Conte don't make sense.
No.
From the moment that he came in, everybody knew that he's a winner. They don't win instantly. They don't win. So. He is a manager that doesn't want to do this youth development thing. They're trying to get market value in their signings. They're trying to make sure that they have development and projection and, you know, buy young talent like Jed Spence, because that's a club signing. You know, they're trying to... You can't be wishy-washy with Conte. He wants to go and get Kolarov, Ashley Young. You have to back him to the extent. You have to back him to the fullest. And if he wants to bring in a 37-year-old from Italy... You have to go and get that guy.
But they've done that.
That's what I'm saying, Robbie. They've been wishy-washy with it. They've got Perisic, but then they've got Jed Spence. He's not using Jed Spence. They have to go one. If you're going to go with Conte, you have to go all in.
Absolutely.
I mean, you can also look on Conte and say this season.
But he's been poor.
This season again, like somebody like Son. What's happened to him?
Yeah.
Now, what's Conte doing? Like that guy is one of the best players
the biggest
in world
football.
football.
I think that's the biggest drop-off I've seen.
I think he scored 3 goals this season. Last season, he was a top goal scorer.
All in one game.
Right. Yeah. What's happened to him? Where's Conte? Where's his accountability on things like that? Where you've had players that these are quality players that are not performing.
I think Conte, and I was shocked at the time that you didn't go and get Eriksen.
Yeah, I know.
Former Tottenham player.
I remember saying it at the time.
Good squad player to have. Doesn't have to start every game.
Because he had him at Inter.
And would create a lot of chances.
He didn't fancy him at Inter.
Yeah, but
so that's why.
An option off the bench.
Yes.
Because I'm seeing them losing games and they're bringing on Jed Spence. Not Jed Spence. Well, they are bringing on Jed Spence now.
For 1 minute.
Yeah,
for the last 1 minute.
They're bringing on Emerson Royale.
Can I just tell you, yesterday, how we ended that game? We had Jed Spence, Royale, and who was it? Another defender in the box up front. At the end of that game,
worked for Van Gaal. There
is just nothing there. That squad. I understand we have got some injuries. There's no Bentancur, no Richarlison, no Lucas, no Kulusevski.
Bentancur's a big miss.
You know, but I think to myself, with a manager like Pochettino, him having someone like Jed Spence, perfect. Someone like Basuma, perfect. Kulusevski, perfect. You know, playing Kane in that deeper role, great. If we haven't got anyone like an Eriksen, who we should have brought in the summer. But I think that you're just trying to make these players do something they cannot do. They can't play this formation where you want them to be bombing down the thing. They're not good enough.
Or is that style of football kind of dead?
Outdated.
In the Premier League and outdated?
Yeah,
Is that what's going on here?
Could be.
Football changes.
Yeah. Let's move on to Chelsea.
Yeah.
I was enjoying that.
Chelsea also have a problem